I am back with Lindsay Barrett, who just read a great sample from Savannah Royals. Now, there's so much about this book that is grabbing my attention. It's first person, it's present tense,
Yeah.
it's Savannah, it's in 1919, and then it's like this dark romance. So I guess my
Yeah.
first question is, how did the story begin for you?
Okay, so like the secret behind this manuscript is that it was actually originally written, it was not historical romance, it was fantasy romance. I read Six of Crows and then I wrote like essentially Six of Crows fanfic just for fun and filed it under my bed and put it away. And then a few years ago, I traveled to Savannah, Georgia, and to the neighboring Jekyll Island, which is a secondary setting in the book. And I just fell in love with the city of Savannah and the history there, the streets. It's so beautiful. And it was really an epicenter of like clout and privilege in the early 20th century. So I came home just feeling so inspired, and I already had this manuscript under my bed that was about a criminal found family stealing from the wealthy. And I decided to rewrite it into this time period in history, and it really just like came alive. But it all really started, I just wanted to write a con artist story that was a love story at the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what kind of research did you do to then make it
Mhm.
Savannah? And did that change the story at all?
Yeah, so most of my research was done on the ground in Savannah and on Jekyll Island. It was a real privilege. I didn't know that I was going down there and I was going to get so inspired to like rewrite. But while I was in Savannah and on Jekyll Island, we stayed at the club that features in the book. So I was learning all about these famous families. There's a private island off the coast of Georgia where the Rockefellers, JP Morgan's family, the Vanderbilts, the Pulitzers, they would all winter on this private island right within an hour of Savannah. And I was touring some of the mansions on that island and learning about the history. And that's most of the history that went into the book. When I came home, it was just small things that were I could achieve on the internet, like looking up the dialect and the slang to get the language right. So the plot, the characters, none of that has changed since the original fantasy manuscript. The only thing that changed were the setting details and then things like the fashions and the dialogue. They all obviously had to be rewritten. And unfortunately, there are multiple heists in the book, and in the fantasy world, they were using some technology and whatnot that was not available in history. So I had to rethink the heist, which was a little bit like devastating because they were hard enough to figure out the first time, and then I had to like redo it in a historical context. But the book is so much better for this time period and setting. I'm so happy with the choice to rewrite it.